happy Thursday. And today we're going to be diving into the Earth signs reading for August 2022. So if you are a sun, moon, or rising with Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, then you are in the right place. Or perhaps you're just wanting to get to know your Earth friends and see what's coming up for them in August. All right, so if you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and you can learn more about me by checking out the information box down below. Check out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. Maybe you want to check out Patreon, or you want to check out my YouTube memberships, my newsletter, Desert Cauldron, which is a little witchy shop that James and I own over on Etsy. Lots of good stuff. Definitely check it out. All right, so let's see. It looks like we already have some folks in here. Ginger Face here. Hello. She says hello. Just popped in to say enjoyed the chat last night. But it's 10 p.m. here, bedtime. Hate to miss. Till next time. All right. Well, I hope you have a lovely evening. Have a sweet dreams, and have a restful night. And happy new moon, by the way. That's right, you guys. Today is the new moon in Leo. The moon was in its full new moonness, or its dark moon new moonness by was it 10:45 a.m. this morning. So yeah, James and I were definitely feeling it. Like we just kind of felt off, you know. And usually we're feeling a little off around full moons and new moons and stuff like that. So, anywho, without further ado, let me get into the decks that I'm going to be using for tonight's chat, this evening's chat. I have my Wally's World Oracle, which if you guys are interested in it, I have the link down below for it. I'm also going to use hold on, it's in my cute little green pouch here. These are the backs of the Green Witch Tarot. I decided to choose decks that I thought were a bit more earthy, so that I can connect better to my little earth signs out there. All right, and then I've been choosing runes that I think best go with the elements. So for fire signs, I had red jasper. Last night with the water signs, I had labradorite. And tonight, I have runes made out of birch. So, hey! And then I am going to be using the Botanical Inspirations Oracle and the Raven's Wand Oracle. So, there we go. Okay, so here's our little list for this evening of the reading that we're going to be doing. I, of course, want to get into the elemental reading, so just earth signs in general, but then I want to get more specific and I want to look into Taurus, I want to look into Capricorn and Virgo. But before we begin any of that, let's go ahead and cast a circle. And the reason I cast an elemental circle is so that just the energy in the area is nice and clear, and all the messages and downloads that we get are for our best and highest good. And my intention is that energetic circle be spread out to all who are watching, listening, no matter when it is that you are watching or listening, whether you're listening live or you are watching the replay. It's energetic, so it transcends space and time. Okay, so let's go ahead and call upon the element of fire to just kind of burn away anything that doesn't serve us at this time. We're going to make sure that we have a good time and that we get some nice clear messages. So hello, fire. And then on that note, let's bring in a little bit of that air element with my Palo Santo piece here. Burn, baby, burn, disco inferno. Okay, so looks like she's burning nicely there. All right, all right. Let me use my little leaf, just get that air energy just blowing through, clearing away anything that might heed or infringe upon our ability to get our downloads this evening. All right, and then using a little bit of my full lunar cycle water here. So that's the new moon to the full moon, and it has some eclipses in there. So it's the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse. I find this to be powerful stuff. I love it when I can get some of this stuff every year. So let's go ahead and wash away any negative juju. Don't need that bees. Okay, and a little for myself because why not? And it feels good, even though it's relatively cool outside. It's probably only like 95. something like that. I think we have had some storms rolling in on and off. I love the monsoon, so Ginger Faye is sticking around for the smudge and the moon water. Hey, you know what? Soak up those vibes, and then that way you can have a nice restful sleep this evening. Okay, so I have for the earth element a different dagger this time. This is a little ceremonial dagger that we have in Desert Cauldron, so if you want to check it out on Etsy. This is made out of gold sheen obsidian, hand carved in Mexico, and this is actually representative of the pyramid at Chichen Itza, and then of the sun and moon, so the power of both masculine and feminine, night and day, yin and yang. So Ginger Face is beautiful. You know, I love gold sheen obsidian so much. So that's why you might notice that if anybody goes over to our shop on Desert Cauldron, there's a lot of gold sheen obsidian. And we still have more stuff that we haven't listed in the shop yet. So yeah, you know, me and gold sheen obsidian. Anywho, I'm going to use that to not only cast the circle, but also to cut through and just make sure, again, that the vibes are nice and clear, especially when we're around a new moon or full moon. The energy tends to, you know, get a little funky. So as the veil is pretty thin, actually, right around now, I just want to make sure that, you know, anything that's gonna mess up the reading, it can just go take a hike. So here we go. I'm going to point it starting at the north, which is off to my right. Jan says, hello from Norway. The obsidian is beautiful. Well, hello, welcome. Angela said, hello, everyone. Blessings. Hope all is well. Same to you. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this off. Calling in our elemental friends of the north to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in our elemental friends of the east to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in our elemental friends of the south to help us to cast our circle today. Calling in our elemental friends of the west to help us to cast our circle today. All right, our circle is cast. Let our work begin. And so it is. All right. Super excited. Okay. Sumi. Hey. Sumi says, I'm here. I was talking to Susie Gemini. Oh, I hope she is doing well. Okay, so yeah. So again, if you are sun, moon, rising, or you perhaps have some earth somewhere else in your chart, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, all are welcome. Actually, you know what? Just whatever your sign is, all are welcome. Let's just hang out and sling some cards. Okay, so first I would like to do the elemental reading. So just in general, earth signs in general, no matter where that placement is in your chart. Let's see what you have cooked up for August, and then we'll get more specific. We'll get into the actual zodiac signs. So let's look to Wally. Wally is actually my little puma, and he thinks he's a puma. He is a puma. He's just tiny, you know. Anyway, I would like to pull one of these cards as a theme card that I want to reference throughout the reading. Ginger Faces, my friend just gave me a selenite knife for June birthday. Can I call in a circle with that? Yes, you can. Oh my gosh, selenite. So selenite, whenever I'm doing a cleansing of the apartment, I will sometimes use a selenite knife or a selenite wand or just a stick of selenite. It's super cleansing. So if you really want to cleanse some stuff and you want to bring in some high vibes, selenite's really good. Some people say you don't have to cleanse selenite, but I cleanse everything anyway, just in case. So, but yeah, selenite is perfect. All right, so let me get these cards all shuffled in. Whoa, okay. And let's see what our theme is for August. So interesting, the cards are like wanting to jump out all over the place. Ginger Face is perfect. I love selenite. Me too. I have, well, you guys can't see it behind me because it's on the floor, but I have my altar area is gridded with selenite. So I have like little sticks of selenite kind of surrounding the altar. And so when you get it in stick form, when it hasn't been polished or anything, it's usually a lot cheaper, and that's what I like to use for grids. You can grid a small space, you can grid, you know, your entire house if you wanted to. Just basically putting a stick in each of the four corners. Even if you had a 2-story house, just imagine like a column of light going all the way up, so that way you don't have to use like multiple sticks everywhere. So for me, I think 4 sticks, 4 major corners of the house or apartment, whatever it may be. Perfect. Okay. All right, Wally, what do we got going on here? Wally has spoken. Let's see. Oh, okay. All right, so this image actually was an image that was taken by me, and this was out in San Diego in East County, kind of out in the boonies before you come back into town. Angela says, when I have to play however many pickup or almost do, I feel like it means there's importance on lots of things. Exactly. So yeah, when cards start flying out all over, I'm like, okay. A lot going on for their signs. All right, so what I like to do, just to kind of announce to people maybe who are new to the channel, I channel. So I do read my cards, but oftentimes I go into the energy. So just give me a moment to channel this card and what it means for us for the month of August. Okay. All right. Okay. So what I'm getting with this is again, this is all encompassing for our earth signs. So, Capricorn and Taurus and Virgo. It's about leaving things behind, and not like, oh my gosh, I left that behind, but more, this is beneficial for you, that we're going to be leaving things behind. It could be physical things, but I'm feeling more it's going to be energetic and some things that we've been carrying around for a very long time. So these could be some old programming, it could be old core beliefs, it could be just some memories that maybe play over and over and maybe bring down our mental state or emotional state. And these are things that it's time to heal. So when I say it's time to leave things behind, I'm not saying we need to just forget about it and yay, I'm all healed and everything, but more it's time for us to kind of work on ourselves, acknowledge that certain things were beneficial at one time, but maybe where you're at right now, it's no longer beneficial. So to kind of keep yourself in that old energy, a lot of those old situations, people, feelings and stuff like that, it's time to release those things. And what a wonderful time. I know we're in the new moon, and the new moon often brings things in, so let's bring in that cleansing energy. And Ginger Faye was talking about casting a circle with selenite. So maybe bringing in the energy of selenite, maybe not even having a physical piece of selenite, but thinking of that energy, cleansing, purifying. Where are you right now? Yes, we've lived these lives with all these wonderful things that have happened, but we don't need to stay in the past. Where we are right here is right here. Listening to, YouTube, chilling out at your house. You're living in this moment right now. And yes, you can recall memories, but the memories shouldn't take precedence over what is happening in your life right now, who you are right now, and the people that you love in your life right now. So August is going to be a big month about releasing some old stuff so that some new stuff can come in. If you've been trying to manifest something, if you've been trying to bring in more of something, with that new moon energy, this is a perfect time. I'm so glad that we're doing this reading on the new moon. All right, so, and especially new moon in Leo. Hello, Leo vibes. All right. Okay, so that's going to be the theme. So I'm going to put that right there. There we go. That way I can see it as I pull all the other cards. Let's see. Let's take out our Green Witch Tarot. And let's start pulling some cards. Just for, in general, earth signs in general for the month, and then like I said, we'll get more specific after that in the individual zodiac signs. All right, so giving this a little shuffle, and I will admit that as I'm sitting here and I'm shuffling things, the energy feels really amped up right now. So it could be the new moon, but it could also be maybe what's going on with you guys for August, but we'll see once we pull these cards out. But I'm just saying, like, I can feel like my energy is ramping up as I do this. Okie dokie. Shuffle, 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 do, 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 do. And while I do this, do I have any Cappies in the house? Do I have any Virgos in the house? Any Tauruses? And what are the placements? Maybe it's in your sun, it's your moon, your rising, perhaps in the planets, maybe Mercury or Mars, Venus. Oh, by the way, today we start Jupiter retrograde. So just a little FYI about that. Maybe you want to look into it online. Lots of resources for you. Okay, so let's go ahead. It looks like the cards are starting to come out now. Boom. Let's pull a couple more cards. And una más. Let's see. Okay, yeah, that's our card. Excellent, excellent. Okay, so I have them face down so that we can look at these together one by one. All right, so Gingerface, Sun is Virgo. Lala, hello, Cappy here. Jan says, I'm a Virgo. Angela said, I have a Cappy several places in my chart. My great-grandmother, who is my primary spirit guide since her death, was born Capricorn. Awesome. So awesome. Okay, so we got our Cappies, our Virgos, and possibly some Taurus coming in here and there. All right, so it looks like we have the Queen of Pentacles. How awesome, because we're talking about earth signs, and now we're in the Pentacles. So he says, that's exactly what I was talking about to Susie. Manifest carefully. Words are important. I manifested money. Then a concert was canceled. Got my refund, but the concert's canceled. Ah. Lala said her hubby is a Taurus. Nice. Okay, and then we have the Nine of Chalices, which would be the Nine of Cups. And we have the Queen of Athames, which would be your Queen of Swords. All right, so far we have 3 of the 4 elements. All right, I just like to kind of keep that in mind. And then we have the 6 of Wands. I was wondering if we were going to get all 4 elements, and we do. So we have, I was going to say earth, wind, and fire. Yeah, but it's earth, water, air, and fire. So extremely balanced this month, but like I said, it just energetically I'm feeling like there's a lot. But yeah, we'll be diving into this. But first, I just want to look at the cards themselves before I let all the intuition come on in. So just to take a look here, we have 2 queens. Yes, queen. We have a Queen of Pentacles and we have the Queen of Swords here. All right, so a lot of feminine energy. And then we just have the other 2 are minors. So one being a 6 and the other being a 9, which is interesting because if you turn a 6 the other way around, you have a 9. So isn't that interesting? All right. Okay, so I just wanted to point those out. And by the way, because this is a live chat, the reason I do this and I don't do a pre-recorded reading is because I want your input as well. So if you guys are getting downloads, if you guys see something in the cards that I don't see, definitely put it in the comments so we can expand upon the reading. This is what I want to do. I want to bring us all together. And if you guys want to sling some cards too, hey, go right ahead. It would just make things even more interesting. All right, Gingerface says, I probably have Taurus in my chart. I can be pretty stubborn. Nice. Angela said, when manifesting, I always ask it manifest in the most blessed and best way for the highest good of myself and any others the abundance may touch in the process. It's beautiful. But yeah, Sumi, I totally agree that, you know, like I said, feeling lots of energy, so be careful with those magical words. That's why we have affirmations. That's why people like to get really creative with their spell workings, you know, creating the words for their spells. And, you know, especially the words that we use to speak to ourselves and to speak to others, they're very powerful. So keep that in mind. All right, so give me a moment to just kind of take these in and then let me go inwards. Sumi. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. These emojis. Angela said all words can cast a spell. That's why writing them is called spelling, and curse words are, yes, called curse words. Very, very true. All right, so let me get readjusted here, and just gonna go inwards and do a bit of channeling with the cards that are here in front of me. Okay, give me just a second. Okay. All right. So I totally see. It's like myself is talking to myself right now in my head. So remember the theme card that I pulled at the very beginning and how I said it felt like as earth signs we're going to be leaving something behind. And let me try to get this out as eloquently as possible because everything just kind of comes in, and sometimes it's like a jumbled mess in my head, and I try to spit it out in the best way possible so that you guys can understand. So a lot of this is honoring what we're leaving behind in a divine feminine way. So we need to have a balance of that divine masculine and divine feminine. Remember, that has nothing to do with gender. It's an energy. It's just a balance of energy. But the energy in which we are to leave things behind, like I said, old beliefs, old paradigms, old situations, things that come back into the present and hinder our progress in the present. If we want to manifest something, if we're trying to move forward and do something, you want to bring in new opportunities, you want to bring in more people. Well, you can't do that if you're way back here in the past. How can you possibly move forward into the future from the present if you're back here? And that's where we're going to have to release some things. Not to say that you want to rid yourself of your memories. That's, I mean, unless somebody wipes your memories clean, that's not possible. But saying that keeping them in the past is where they need to be. You can recall a memory, but not make it be your present. So, and the way in which we are called to release things in the month of August is through our divine feminine energy. So this is more of a intuitive process, a heart-based process, one in which we are very gentle with ourselves and the people around us and the situations of the past, the core beliefs of the past, and the energy of the past. So showing gratitude, I'm seeing that with the Nine of Cups as I see that pop up in my head. Being grateful for all those things that may have once served you, or all those lessons that you learned. Thank you, but we're moving on. Perhaps there's somebody who maybe you can't stand them now, but at one time they were your best friend. And so honoring that friendship, let's say, that you once had, at one time that really did serve you and you really did need their company at that time. Maybe now you guys have grown apart, maybe you guys don't even see eye to eye. That's the present. But honoring what happened in the past, and then we let it go. Okay, so this is going to be a big time for really going inwards. Maybe you want to do a bit of channeling with yourself, maybe doing a bit of shadow work. There's something that James likes to do that he taught me. It's called the backpack method. And it's, you imagine yourself with a little backpack, no matter what you imagine it looks like. And there's these spheres or orbs inside. And as you pull out these orbs, then starting off kind of small, you look into the orb almost like it's a gold sheen obsidian, kind of like that knife I had at the very beginning. And you just allow your intuition to show you something that is surrounding a particular thing that needs to be released. Like let's say I had anger issues and I want to see where that's stemming from. First I have this smaller orb and I want to see what situation is occurring with that. I look into it, and then I show gratitude for, lesson learned. Okay, I see where this is coming from. I'm not saying that it's awesome, but I'm saying thank you. Now I know where this is coming from, so I'm not perplexed or confused in the presence on why I have so much anger at this moment. And then I let it go. And then you dig into your backpack and you get an even bigger sphere. And basically you go through this process until you feel like your backpack is getting lighter, or you feel like you're done for the day. You've processed as much as you can, and maybe you can go back to this backpack later on. But you know, and the backpack method isn't something that James came up with. It's something that you know, he was able to research, and you know, you guys can kind of look at it online. But like I said, that's something that maybe you want to use in August, is gently going through things one by one, and what am I releasing? What is affecting my present at this moment? Because like I said yesterday, as we shift our energy in the present, as woo-woo as it sounds, it really does change your environment. It really does change up your opportunities, the routes you take, the way you see things, the way you see people and situations. It can go from, you know, seeing a situation as extremely scary, and then when you change up your energy, all of a sudden it's no biggie. It's, you know, not even a blip on your radar. So yeah, I do see this. And if you can do this, remember we did have that Six of Wands that was in our 4-card spread. So there being like this release, and you start to feel it, like every day you start to feel a little bit lighter. If you've been suffering from something physically, like I'm getting that there's like maybe some of you guys have been having some migraine issues, kind of some head issues, maybe some aches and pains, but mostly I'm getting, you know, up here in the head, especially with the Queen of Swords that I was getting. You might notice that some of those issues start to subside, and then you realize those were energetic issues. They were coming about physically, but it was something that was connected to something that now needs to be released on the inside. All right, you earth signs got your work cut out for you. Cut out, see, ha. All right, okay. Woo, all right. So let me see me go back here. Angela said, pulled out my Gaia Oracle deck. Opening the box made the guard card jump out. I turn one card over whenever I finish using a deck to protect the deck's energy and keep it clean. I have a large collection. I sometimes go months without picking up the same deck. Moonlight Goddess jumped out onto my table. The keywords are repressed emotions, healing, and reflection. That's amazing. Feel more, it's about finding stability and release and the influx that it can come. And that makes sense because, you know, we have the Queen of Pentacles here, which is a very grounded, very earthy thing. And earth signs are seen as being very grounded, but you know, if there's something that's keeping them in the past, emotionally, physically, you know, energetically, taking that foundation away from an earth sign can really cause some chaos. So we want to make sure, especially you guys, are as grounded as possible. This is when I take a feel though. Yes. All right. So, all right. Interesting. So like I said, do this with that divine feminine energy, that feminine energy of really intuiting. This is a very intuitive process. Nobody can tell you how to heal. Nobody can tell you how to process shadows, emotions, how to cut your cords. That's up to you guys. So go inwards, connect to the heart, and decide what avenue is best for you. And also being very kind with yourself, very gentle with yourself. Sometimes we can be very hard on ourselves, especially when we feel bad about something that we did in the past. Like we feel shameful, or like, why did I do that? Why did I treat that person that way? And we carry that guilt and those shadows with us because we feel so bad about it. But remember, you're a different person now. You've grown, you know, obviously you feel bad about it because you know it was wrong. So it's time to forgive yourself. You know, you didn't have the tools that you do now. If you did, you probably wouldn't have acted in that way or behaved in such a fashion. So remember, be gentle with yourself through this process. You're a different person now. You have the tools now. You're more mature. You understand. And you know that, well, you won't be going down that or that avenue. You won't be making those same mistakes. That's why we learn. So we don't repeat the process. Gingerface says, love, I must go to sweet dreams now. Love your energy. Hope to catch you soon. Faye, blessings. Same to you. Have a good Betty bye. What does it say? Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. So yeah, have a happy new moon, restful sleep. Okay, let's go into the individual earth signs. So in here I have my runes, and I would like to pick a rune for each of the zodiac signs, so we can see kind of individually how the general reading kind of matches in with you guys. So who shall we start with? We should start with Capricorn. All right. All right. Cappy's in the house. Let's go. Okay, Cappy. What do we got here? Oh, illumination. All right. Check this out. And you know, I have a necklace with this rune symbol, and I used to wear it underneath my my blouse and things I used to wear because you know I was a high school teacher for a while. Technically, I taught for about 17 years in total, like middle school, preschool, high school, all together. So, all right. To me, this is the teacher rune: illumination, learning, understanding. So Capricorn, let me go inwards on this one. Okay, so I'm getting, and I think I got this with, oh shoot, I can't remember which fire zodiac sign, but a couple days ago I did the fire zodiacs. So um, this is a similar message to one of the fire signs, but it's a light bulb moment. It's an aha moment that I feel like many Capricorns are going to be receiving in the month of August. So let's say you're, you know, going about your day and you realize that, you know, every time I run into a similar situation as this, I get really sad. And I don't know why I get sad. And perhaps, you know, what you've been doing is just, oh, well, you know, there's no reason for me to be sad. So you just kind of brush it off as like, oh, I don't know, maybe it's just the energy, maybe it's the moon or, you know, whatever it is. But Capricorn, I feel like this time there's more of a pause. So let's say you're going along your day and I'm feeling sad. My knee-jerk reaction is just, oh, it's probably just the funky energy or something. But then you decide, no, you know what? This is probably a perfect time for me to go inwards. And as you go inwards and allow your intuition free of the ego wants to analyze and apply all this logic and stuff like that. Okay, ego, there's a place and time for you, but not right now. You're wanting to get to the core of why every time I'm presented with this very similar situation, may not be the exact situation, but very similar, I get very sad. Why is that? And as you go inwards, you might, I don't know, there might be a visual of you as a very little person, young person. You know, maybe it's a 3-year-old you, and there's a particular situation in which you became very sad. And perhaps nowadays, when a situation evokes that same, it's that same type of energy, it may not be the same thing, but it's that same type of energy, that very sad little child pops back up again and says, hey, I still need some healing over here. You haven't healed from this yet because you're being triggered by this very similar energy, this very similar situation. And this is why you're getting sad. So all these years later, this little trauma that this little person received is still feeling it in their 40s, in their 50s, 60s, 90s, however old you may be. And so that's the aha moment. And this is where the big changes come for those who are Capricorn, wherever your placement may be. So, like I said, this is the month of release. And if you can get that aha moment, then you can release. Yes, we can do some stuff on the logical surface of, okay, when I do this, this is because of this. Okay, but sometimes things go way deep. Sometimes things go way back. Sometimes things go way back to before a time when we thought we had memory, infancy, utero, and that may really take some time for you going inwards to kind of work on that. But I really see this illumination for you guys where finally something that has been plaguing you for so many years, decades maybe, is finally like, I know, now I know why. Now I know why that happens. Now I know why I feel that way. And if you can heal it, then you no longer have to have that reoccurring lesson happening for you, so that you're like, you know, life is trying to throw this saying, hey, you need to heal this. I'm going to keep this reoccur. Well, at that point, you can say, thank you for showing me this. Now I know I need to work on it. You no longer need to show me this lesson. You no longer need to make me physically feel this way. And that's when you start realizing that you start to feel better. This thing no longer triggers you. These situations no longer trigger you. And it's like a almost like the rune. It looks like a mouth to me, like a I feel so much better. All right. Whew, Capricorn. Let's see. Lala said, yeah. Angela said, I drew eternal dance and perception. Don't resist or dance around or fight it. Just let yourself see it all. It's better for you to see it all than feel to me. All right. So, yeah, definitely. Okay. All right, Capricorn, we got that illumination happening. So, breath of fresh air, lots of aha moments. I love it. You guys are going to do some mega healing, like really deep healing. Lala said, thank you so much. You're very welcome. Okay, let's take a look at, who should we do next? Let's do Taurus. Okay, Angela said, not sure if anyone cares, but since you suggested we grab cards, felt I would. No, I love it. I love it. Because that's something that we always do weekly too for the Sunday weekly live chats. Usually everybody's like pulling cards, everybody's busting out decks. So I love it. So please, yes, continue to pull cards because there are going to be people that watch the replay. And although, yes, they're listening to me, but they're also reading the comments. And I want them to be able to see what you guys pulled, which is also why I always out loud your comments, especially if people have stepped away from the computer so they can hear your messages too. So I think it's important. This is, and yeah, we're all deep and plugged into the heal feels. Absolutely. Okay. Who else is on the heal feels train or feel heals? Taurus. Let's do Taurus. Taurus. You know, and I'm sorry, Tauruses, but every time I think of Taurus, I think of a Ford Taurus, the car. Yes, I know, it's sad. Oh my gosh. Edgar, hey, says, OMG, I almost forgot you were going to be on tonight. Okay, I forgot till logged into YouTube. Well, we're happy to have you. Angela said, oh, perfect. I was worried I was annoying everyone. No, definitely not annoying anyone. I love when you guys are throwing out your intuition, pulling some cards, you know, it just enhances the reading because, you know, I think it's boring when it's just like me, like over here just throwing my intuition. Let's all have some input. Okay, Taurus, I got your rune. I got you. Okay, we have, oh, all right. Well, that's interesting because this is representative of the ox. Taurus is a bull. I mean, Edgar said Taurus, stubborn, yet dependable. Exactly. But how interesting that if I were to pick a rune for Taurus, this is the rune that I would pick. Okay, so let's dive into what this is for our little Taurus friends. Okay, and especially as Edgar was talking about being dependable, and I'm getting that this is the extreme version of that. One way we can be extremely dependable is that we sometimes drop our boundaries for our friends, those we love, because we figure, oh, it's just my friend, oh, it's just my mom, or oh, it's just my cousin. And sometimes we allow them to overstep those boundaries. They may not do it intentionally. They may not even know they're doing it at all. All they know is that they can get something out of you whenever they want. They know that they can always call on you and you'll always be there for them. And yes, that's a good trait to have. But sometimes people can abuse that unless a boundary is put in place. So with this rune, I'm getting that you guys are shouldering a lot more responsibility than maybe is actually needed. You may be a very kind person, a very loving person, and you want to help people out the best you can, but it feels as though many Taurus are taking that to the extreme. You guys are taking on other people's responsibilities, other people's emotions, other people's problems, weighing yourself down, and then you're wondering why physically, why does my neck hurt all the time? Dude, why does my shoulders hurt, my upper back hurts, or my arms have been hurting me? It's a physical manifestation of what you're taking on energetically from those around you simply because you care about them. But how does that benefit you, and how does that benefit them if you're always doing something for somebody without them ever having to learn how to do it themselves? Let me let's see, what example can I give? And I'm not trying to say like be callous and like never help people. Like, of course not. Like, that's why we're all here. We're light workers because we want to help people. But we have to have boundaries too, and we have to have love for ourselves too. And having love for oneself and love for someone else is knowing that there's a boundary in place so that your energy is protected so that you can help more people. And then they understand that boundary so they can understand their own boundaries. And so let's say, let's see, I'm trying to think of it like an example. Okay, let's say for instance, I like to bake. And let's say I always bake these amazing sugar cookies. And everybody knows that I bake amazing sugar cookies. And let's say a friend of mine is always having trouble making sugar cookies, even though I think they're really simple to make. And I say, you know what, I could just do it for you. And the friend's like, oh, okay, thank you. And so now the friend understands that anytime they're struggling with that thing, they know they can just call me and I'll just do it for them. Well, what happens if I'm not around? My friend doesn't know how to make them. They're going to get frustrated, and then maybe start putting some blame on me because I wasn't around to help them make the cookies. I know that that sounds like a really silly scenario, but I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say is, you know, if you're always doing something for somebody else, you're always taking it on, they're never going to learn. And the reason we're on this planet is so that we can learn, not so that we can make everybody dependent on somebody else, not so that we can take somebody's personal power away. And when we think about it like that, you'd be like, of course I don't want to take somebody's personal power away. Then show them how to do something, let them do it. Show them how to do their shadow work, let them do it. You can show somebody something, but you can't do it for them. It's just going to hurt you in the process. It's going to hurt your energy. And so this is more of a message of Taurus to be careful about falling into that trap in the month of August. You know, if you start to feel like you're being weighed down, really bogged down, it's time to release that. Remember, this is the month of release. So take that yoke off, you know, take that burden off your shoulders and give it back. You know, you can help people, but not to the point where you're just doing everything for them. So just an FYI, something to kind of catch yourselves from doing that. Because I know you guys have big hearts. I know you guys want to help. But you got to think about yourself as well and think about them. You want to empower them. Well, then show them how to do it. All right. Woo! Taurus. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back here. Edgar's like, gotta be the rock. Angela said, I had 2 jumpers. Ooh. Then 2 I drew, yin and yang reversed, lost love upright, reflection upright, messenger reversed. Perhaps you're not responding anymore. Maybe you finally told that one person no. If you didn't, maybe you should. You have a new message maybe coming toward you because you aren't taking the old ones. I feel sometimes a reverse card means in the background working. That's cool. Angela said, or coming toward you as they point toward you. Interesting, very interesting. Definitely, yeah, take that all in. And Sumi said, my ex-boyfriend was like that, always trying to fix others' problems. I told him he's not Superman. He didn't need to put a cape and go rescue everyone. Edgar says, can't help others if you are sick yourself. Rest in a while. Exactly. And then Angela pulled one more sacred heart. I asked what the message coming in might be. Take it how it resonates. What's sacred to your heart? Something your heart wants may get more clear. And it could be also that your heart may want a rest. It's like, whoa, slow down. You're taking on way too much. And Angela said, may start to manifest more something you're passionate about might be coming just like come. Self-care is not a crime. It's a need. Exactly. And so, yeah, maybe your heart's like, you've been taking on too much of this one thing. How about doing something for yourself? Kind of like Angela was saying, you know, a little manifestation over here. Sumi said, having to constantly need to help others is borderline mental illness. You know, that's sometimes I think that's also a shadow as well. If somebody feels like they need to help somebody, perhaps that's their way of finding their power and their self-worth. So that might be something that you need to go in and work on, is why does it feel like I'm only worth something, or I'm only meaningful if I have to constantly save somebody else, or help someone else. That's different than, just like, yeah, of course I want to help people, but that doesn't pertain to my self-worth. It's kind of a difference there. It's because I have self-worth that I want to help people, and I don't do it because I want to have self-worth. So thank you, Sumi, for pointing that out. Okay, lastly, let's look into our little Virgos. The little Virgos. Okay. Okay, my mom my mom is a Virgo. She's a Virgo sun. I don't have any Virgo in my chart. Actually, what's interesting about my chart is I have 0 Earth in my chart. I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm always a space cadet. Because I mostly have like air and water in my chart. Okay, Virgo, let's see. Oh, okay. All right, I got you. Let me go in with this one. That's interesting. Okay, so just some interesting things coming in. All right, Virgo. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, Virgo, I'm getting a little something kind of washing off of the message that I just gave the Taurus folks. For you, though, it's mostly paying more attention to your energetic environment and learning to protect your energy. So just something to work on. I feel like there are some Virgos that maybe have some aches and pains, or sometimes you don't know why you're feeling lethargic, or you don't know why you're feeling in a particular way. And perhaps, kind of like what I was talking about with Capricorn and maybe Taurus as well, that maybe it could be a shadow, maybe a past trauma. But if you go backwards and you realize it's not a past trauma, it's not a shadow that I have, so why am I feeling this particular way? And it could be that you have let your energetic bubble, sometimes people put up their shields, they say, kind of in the morning. They just kind of shield their energy from not thinking that the world is scary and I want to live in a little bubble, but more just knowing that because we're energetic beings, we're little sponges, and we just kind of soak up everything that's in our environment. And so if we can have a nice little shield, we can differentiate between our energy and the energy that's outside of that bubble, so that we can continue to navigate the world and help people accordingly, and help ourselves as well. And so I feel that for Virgo, this is all about finally understanding that you may have been sucking up everybody's energy around you. Like, could be like just a crappy environment, or just like maybe some people that, have been feeling a particular way and they're rubbing off on you. It's sometimes like, when you're hanging around somebody who is just being a downer. I'm not saying that they like have some actual sadness going on, but they're just being very negative, very pessimistic. And how after like maybe 5 minutes, you're starting to be like, yeah, the world sucks. Yeah. And it's like all of a sudden, you're not a very pessimistic person. Pessimistic. But all of a sudden you feel that way too. And that's because you're just starting to feed off of their energy. You're sucking on that energy. But if you had not really a boundary, but more of an energetic shield in place, that person's toxic energy just kind of bounces off of it. And then you realize, well, that person's having whatever their little issue is, but that's not my issue and I don't have to take it on. So it's a little bit different than what I was talking about with Taurus. This is just kind of going about the world and just like, I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I'm just like sucking up everybody's energy left and right. So Virgo, yes, this is also the month of release for you. Finally releasing all those extra mucky energetic stuff that you've been sucking up with like the little sponge that you are. So however you want to release that, maybe you want to do like a nice herbal bath for yourself. Maybe you want to create a nice little detox tea or something, or create a nice meal for yourself, or do something at the altar, or whatever it may be, but really cleaning your energy. And I know Ginger Faye already went to bed, but she was talking about selenite. Selenite's really good. Maybe you want to, do a little selenite cleanse of your aura. I like to use gold sheen obsidian for its ability to kind of deflect negative energy, and I like to kind of cut it away, which is why I love obsidian so much. But you know, however you do your thing, I think it's time that you really release a lot of stuff that has nothing to do with you and isn't yours. And you may realize, you know what? I thought I was lethargic and I was just being lazy. Turns out that wasn't even my energy. I feel so much better now. So Virgo, I do truly feel that that's something that you're going to be releasing in the month of August. And I think you're going to get better at putting up your shields. So that you could be, you know, do all the things that you want to do and go back to, you know, your thing. So, all right. Okay, Virgo. Let's see. Angela said, Virgo, you might need a bit of moonlight cleanse and some deep breathing. I have 6 cards now. Tree of Life and 1 Remembrance card to Hidden Path, Goddess of Creation, Temptress, and Moonlight. Whoa. So this feels like you have a lot of potential around you, lots of tools in the toolbox, lots of ways, said Tree of Life, you're flourishing. Yeah, and you know, there's definitely, like I said, I feel like there's tons of energy and a lot that needs to be released. And if Virgo's going to be flourishing, well, then you're going to have to start releasing some of that stuff that isn't even yours. So, all right, Virgo. Okay. All right. I would like to dive into now maybe an opportunity and a block that is going to present itself to our little earth friends. We want to take a look at blocks because we want to know how to overcome them, transmute them perhaps. Just a little heads up. And then also if there are particular opportunities out there, we'll be able to have our peepers open so we can better recognize them. All right, for that, I want to use my Botanical Inspirations Oracle. I got this a long time ago, and I love roses and flowers, so hence why I got this deck. Edgar says, I don't just do cleansing, but try to realign my chakras as well. That's good too. Definitely checking into your energy centers. Angela said, your mind might keep you up at night thinking of all the things you haven't done yet, or maybe someone not enjoying this something you feel like you're having trouble releasing. Hidden Path is saying, go back and think because you may have a way around it that you haven't thought out yet. Very good. And also pay attention to your dreams as well. Perhaps sometimes some of those solutions are coming through your dreams. So don't just brush them off as my brain was doing crazy things while I was sleeping. You know, sometimes there's a lot of really good stuff in there. Goddess of Creation says manifestation potential is great. Maybe someone with that great synced energy coming. That would be fabulous. You know, helping you out. Okay, so let me pull a couple of cards. Oh, okay, that's gonna be, there's our card already then. Oh, there's our other card. I love it. Like I said, it's getting amped up. Okay, I always like to take a look at the block first because I want to see how we can transmute it, and then we can take a look at the opportunities. Edgar said, what keeps me up? The goats from Thor, Love and Thunder screaming in my screaming in my head. Angela said, Temptress is saying also feel out, because sometimes when you flourish, people come in with not so good intentions underneath. So watch the energy, but not feeling worried about Temptress. Felt like a goddess. Yeah. And it says energy was more dominant, I think. Goddess of Creation energy says, heck no to Temptress. That's another thing too, is unfortunately there are haters out there, and there are people that sometimes their shadows are triggered and what they feel are shortcomings are triggered when they think that there's somebody who is being something that they feel they cannot be, or somebody who has something they think they can't have. And it's really just a disempowered feeling. So sometimes I feel kind of sad for people who, you know, want to shut somebody else down, or, you know, say, why do you have that thing, you know? And really, I know that it's coming from not really a place of anger, but a place of sadness. How sad can somebody be that they are so disempowered that they think that they can't be that? They think they can't have that. And that's really just something that, you know, if they worked on it, they wouldn't be triggered by those things anymore. And so also something to think about. It says, and then Moonlight says, what I said in the beginning, maybe a moonlight cleanse maybe even this evening. Well, I know it's a new moon, but hey, still a new moon cleanse, and a deep breath, freeze, stop and think, and let yourself relax and not worry. Think all your options. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so let's take a look at maybe that possible block. Ooh, we have tulip. Anybody here love tulips? I think they're cute. Usually I think of tulips around like springtime. I'm more of a rose fan, but you know, tulips are nice. Let's see here. We have friendship and gratitude. Let us be grateful for the people who make us happy. They are the charming gardeners who make our souls blossom. And that is a quote from Marcel Proust. All right. And she said, oh, I love tulips. I used to call them flower kisses as a child. Oh, I just love that they just look like little cups, like they're a perfect little cup. Okay, so how is this a block? Let's go into this. Oh. Okay. The message that came in straight away, I didn't really have to even channel that long. Sometimes we feel bad about letting certain people go in our life. I can attest to that. So hello, that's me too. Of course, I wouldn't say this person's name, but I had a particular friend I've been friends with since, how old was I? I was in 10th grade in high school. So this is like 1996, 1997. Knew this person for a really long time. And eventually we had grown apart. Like nothing bad happened or anything. It's just that person, you know, our ideals changed. The things that we wanted out of life changed. You know, she kind of went about her business. She wanted to stay in San Diego. I wanted to leave San Diego. I wanted to see like what else was out there. I want to meet new people. I want to meet new cultures and, you know, all of this. And that's nothing negative around, against, you know, people that want to stay within a hometown. That's just something that I don't want to do. And so because we separated, we still kind of like came together every now and then with a little high, but we started having less and less connection going on. But I felt so bad. Like I didn't know how to end the friendship because we really had nothing left in common. Our talks would be from like the hours that we used to speak down to like 2 minutes. Like, how is your job going? Oh, my job is going good. How is your job going? Good. All right. I'll see you later. It was like the most boring conversations, and I tell that she was bored with me too, because she found nothing interesting about what I did. Nothing about what I did resonated with her. Nothing that she did resonated with me. There was nothing, but it's like we'd known each other for so long. It's like, how do you like not associate anymore? And so I feel like this is a block coming up for some of you guys this month too. As you're releasing, you realize as you're inventorying, well, I don't want to say inventory, but as you're like going through like the friends that you have and your family members, how many of them are you just friends with or just hanging out with simply because you've known each other for so long? And like, is there any more connection? Is there any way that you guys are helping each other anymore? Is there any more healing to be done? Because sometimes that's it. There's nothing left. And so, I don't know, maybe you guys want to do a slow fade. Maybe you want to have a talk and say, well, you know, I'm grateful for the friendship that we've had. I feel like we kind of have just become acquaintances, you know, and just have a little talk about that and decide how do you guys want to keep in contact from now on. Do you want to check in once a year from now on, or just maybe say hello in passing? But, you know, is it time to release some of the past? You know, it's just, you know, it doesn't mean anything bad happened. Sometimes it's just we grew apart. So that could be a possible block where as you're releasing things, you decide to continue to hold on to things only because you've had them for so long. And maybe it's time to let that go. Okay, so yeah, tulips. Okay. And that could be something I could work on too, because well, I think I've probably already released that friendship and, you know, a couple of others, but it's just like, what do we talk about? Like, it's like two strangers sitting next to each other being forced to talk, and like both people are very uncomfortable. So I don't know, maybe something you guys want to work on too. Angela said, this was a goodbye with love, flower kiss, still shuffling cards. Okay, yeah, definitely. When something comes up, let us know too. All right, and I want to take a look at a possible opportunity. So maybe releasing some old friendships. You know, it doesn't mean anything bad happened. Like I said, you guys don't have to hate each other. It could be just there's we've done all we could as friends, and there's nothing left. And you know, and sometimes that's how it is. It says I got 3. I just wanted to see if the deck had any more. Okay. So I shuffled a bit longer. Hey, you know, you always got to use your intuition on that stuff. Okay, oh, camellia. Come, camellia. You come and go, you come and go. Okay, we have destiny. It is not in the stars to hold our destiny, but in ourselves. William Shakespeare. Angela said, okay, I cut this deck, I shuffled the section, shuffled it together. I know this isn't a bad shuffle. Hey, sometimes I feel like I'm like, okay, I know how to shuffle cards. Why are they flying out all over the place? Okay, so opportunity. All right. Okay, again, just coming right in. If there's something that you've wanted to start, you want to have, you want to become, I feel like many of us are waiting for something external to almost give us the green light, like it's okay to do so. Or I'm waiting for a guru or teacher to come along and teach me the thing to do X, Y, and Z. I'm waiting for the money to just rain down so that I can start following my dreams. I'm waiting for something. It's just sitting there waiting for something outside of yourself to happen in order for you to have permission to do something that you know in your heart you need to do. And so the opportunity then is start thinking about the things that you want out of life. Start thinking about the things that you want to manifest. And instead of thinking about how that is going to appear on the outside to give you the thing that you want, start going on the inside. Start looking within yourself. Okay, so let's say, I don't know, you want to get paid to be a full-time artist, okay? And right now you're in a job that is far from doing any sort of art. You know, I'm just putting this example out there. And you're waiting for some sort of, I don't know, lottery winnings or something. You're like, I need lots of money because that's what I need to quit my job so that I can pursue my passion, which is art. Well, that's thinking outside of yourself. And that's something that I used to think too. I used to think I couldn't leave the job that I had that I felt was very soul-sucking because I was waiting for this like shower of money for me to, you know, do the thing that I wanted. When really it's looking inwards. You are an artist. Let's say we're taking the artist approach. I'm already an artist. I know I'm a good artist. What's stopping me from making art right now? What's stopping me from making art and trying to sell it right now? You may still have that job, but what's stopping you from doing those things? Really nothing. Nobody's coming up to you and saying, hey, are you an artist? Would you like to make art? I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe it will, but instead you need to stop and say, but I am an artist. I don't need to wait to be an artist. I already am. And if you already are, then make art. Make art and try to sell art. Be proud of what you have created and show the world. And you may find that, hey, money starts coming in because I finally gave myself permission to do the thing that I wanted to do. And you may decide that I'm having way more fun over here and maybe I'm making way less money, but man, I feel fulfilled. I would rather take a pay cut, maybe even a mega pay cut, than stay at this soul-sucking job. You know, and so maybe that's when you decide to take the leap. And you may wonder, why was I waiting for some I don't know, invisible hand to shower millions of dollars on me before I followed what I knew I could already do in my heart? And so that's an opportunity this month. It's the opportunity to go inwards and decide that you already are the thing that you want to be. You already can obtain the thing that you want because you already have the talents, you already have the skills. So just get started. Don't wait for somebody to tell you it's okay to get started. You tell you to go get started. You know, you want to go become a gardener, you want to be an artist, you want to, maybe it's money, you know, or sometimes you need to think about, why is it that I want more money? What is the money going to help me obtain? Sometimes the money, we want it so that we have more freedom to do something else. So it's the something else that we want. It's not really the money that we want. So think about that too. But this is an opportunity to go inwards and start giving yourself permission to already start something that you've been waiting to do. All right, and that's with the camellia. Okay, let's see, what does Angela got here? Yin and Yang upright, Moonlight Goddess and Moonlight card all came back. Yin and Yang is upright now. Its energy is much more direct, more dominant, and it's next to the Moonlight Goddess, who is next to the moon. Stand in that power, accept the gift, accept you don't need to be one or the other. No one is all yin or all yang. Be whatever crazy blend makes you you. You are a handmaid, not a carbon copy. If you don't shine the same under the sun to people, perhaps it's time to go walk under the moon. The lady has your back. You're protected. The night isn't scary. The moon is her eye. You are loved. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. You are you. Be that. That, dude, that is wild. And that definitely connects with the opportunity that I was talking about. So you do you, boo. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you that you can be this or you can have that, because you're a sovereign being just as much as they're a sovereign being. You are divine. And I know that society would have a hierarchy. Society would like to have people that are more important than you or above you. But if you look at it in terms of 4 or 5D, your higher self, that's just not true. Nobody is better or higher than anyone else. I even have to put some spiritual people on the spot too. Some people feel like, oh, I'm so 5D and that person is so 3D. No, you guys are the same. You come from the same energy. You are the same divine creature. Consciousness level may be different, but that doesn't make you better. It doesn't make it anybody better or higher. We're all on our different paths. We all got our different things. So keep that in mind as well. Okay. Let's dive into, the viewer's choice. So everybody who's in the chat right now gets to do a vote. So voting on the cards that I'm going to pull next. Angela says, we're all made of star stuff, help others shine. Exactly. So like I said, we may be at different levels on our path. We may be at different consciousness levels. But in terms of worth, we're all made of the same stuff. Yeah. Okay. I like it. Okay. So I have the Raven's Wand Oracle, and I have 2 questions. So for voting, I'm going to ask that you guys vote with an emoji. So for the first question, I ask that you vote with a red heart emoji, or if you don't have your cell phone, just type the words red heart. Okay? The second question, if you prefer the second question, I ask that you vote with a green heart emoji or type the words green heart. And then we'll tally up the votes, and whichever has the most votes, I will pull a card for that question. Okay? Here we go. Question number 1. For a red heart emoji, how can you incorporate more Leo energy into your life, Leo? Because we're in Leo season. Okay, so again, the question is, how can you incorporate more Leo energy into your life? That's for a red heart emoji. For a green heart emoji, what is preventing me from accessing my full Koyopa power? And Koyopa, in some cultures, they would see it as the Kundalini energy. It's basically your life force energy. What is preventing you from accessing your full life force energy? Again, that's also, like, I feel kind of very Leonian. So if you like that question, vote with a green heart emoji. All right, so here are the questions once again, just in case somebody walked away from their computer. Vote with a red heart. How can you incorporate more Leo energy into your life? Or vote with a green heart. What is preventing me from accessing my full Koyopa power or Kundalini or life force power energy? Okay, I have the Raven's Wand Oracle here. Angela says, rawr. It says, isn't Kundalini associated with goddesses sometimes? Yes, it is, actually. And actually, since you mention it, Koyopa in Mayan is connected with the feminine, the divine feminine energy. it is said that the Koyopa energy is what's responsible for creation itself and life itself on the planet. It's that wild, crazy, unbridled energy. But we need the divine feminine, because the divine feminine is, or sorry, divine masculine, because the divine masculine is great at channeling the divine feminine energies. So you think of like this wild divine feminine energies throwing creation left and right, you know, that Koyopa energy, and then the masculine comes along, is like, whoa, and harnesses it and says, let's create this. Let's use that power and create this. So it creates the structure, but the divine feminine is what creates the magic. So again, to me, that's what Koyopa is. Angela says that explains why I felt so drawn to say the lady has your back, and I got the yin and yang both times. It's balance. Exactly. I love it. Okay, so let's do a little vote, you guys. Again, red heart, how can you incorporate more Leo energy into your life? Or green heart, what is preventing me from accessing my full Koyopa power? I'm going to do a little Jeopardy music, and you guys go ahead and vote. So throw up those red hearts and those green hearts. I'll count them up, okay? So do 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 do. And as you guys are voting, I am going to hydrate. All right. So far we have one vote. Angela's coming in with the green heart. Okay, okay. Oh yeah, Angela's can't be the only one to vote. So yeah, definitely you guys. I know there's more people in the chat. So just, you can type green heart, you can type red heart, or just throw in a red heart emoji or green heart emoji. All right, so Sumi's coming in with the red heart emoji. And if we need another vote, there is another person in this house. I can ask him too. Of course, he always votes for the same color, so I probably don't even need to ask him. I know what vote he's going to do. He goes by color because he has a favorite color. Okay, so we have one green heart, one red heart. But I would like to do a flippy. Yeah, yes, Sumi, you're right. James is always green. But you know what? Let's do a flip. Let's do this. Okay, so we're gonna do a little flippy. I busted this coin out, I think, with the fire signs. So as I figure whatever it ends up is what is meant to be pulled. Exactly. All right, so I have a little gold coin here. And I am going to do a little flip. So this is going to be tails. The Queen of England is going to be heads. And we'll say that red hearts are tails, green hearts are heads. All right? So red hearts, green hearts. All right. Here we go. Tiebreaker. Let's do this. Okay, it fell on the ground. Let me show you what it was. It was tails. So it is red hearts. Okay, we got the red hearts. Or red hots, however you want to say it. Okay, so the red heart emojis were, how can I incorporate more Leo energy into my life? Well, let us find out. So I am Leo, hear me roar. Okay, so how can we incorporate some of that Leo energy? You know, each sign has its positive attributes. It's always good to maybe take on some of those awesome attributes. So let's see, how can we incorporate some more of that Leonian energy that we got going on this season? And by the way, my half-sister is going to be turning 18 this year. Yes, that's right. My family's got a huge spread between the siblings. It's all the marriages and stuff like that. So my youngest half-sister is going to be turning 18. My oldest half-sister is going to be 56. So yeah, that's quite the spread between ages, 18 and 56. So, and I'm in the middle somewhere. Okay. Let's see. Okay, looks like we have our card. Let's see what this card is. Ooh, commitments. And I hope you guys can see all the detail that's going on in this card. You see this person is just sitting amongst these wolves, kind of in the forest, and there's like this light, or actually maybe it looks like a erupting volcano behind this person. And it's just like that fits with exactly what came out. I know, right? So Leo energy, dude. Okay, so let me dive into this one. How can we incorporate more of that Leo energy? Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'll just say it as it came in my brain. So whatever it is that you decide that you want to do this month, whether it's I'm going to work on putting up my shields, I'm going to stop taking on other people's energy, I'm going to work on releasing stuff that no longer serves me, maybe doing some shadow work, I'm going to finally do the thing that I wanted to do and I'm not going to wait for anybody's permission. There's a difference between having the idea, getting really hyped about it and doing nothing, and having the idea, getting really hyped up about it and then following through with it. So if you really want to embrace that Leo energy, then you're going to have to get your ass in gear and commit. Like just go full throttle, as some people say, something to the wall. Yes, you guys know what I mean. But yeah, just go for it. I don't know, think of the Nike slogan, just do it. That's how you embrace that energy. If you want to, I want to work on boundaries, well then work and then do it. Oh, I want to stop taking on other people's energy, and then do it. It's the commitment to doing it. Maybe you don't know how to at first, but the commitment is I'm going to research how, I'm going to ask people how. If there's something I don't know, and I know that it's something I want to do, I'm going to ask around, I'm going to research, I'm going to go inwards sometimes and figure it out, but I'm going to find a way because the commitment is there. So if you want that Leo, hear me roar, I'm full of solar plexus energy and power and I know who I am, then you go and do the thing without permission. So the only thing holding you back is your commitment to doing it. You could say, well, I want to make more money. Okay, well, what's stopping you? Well, I don't know. It could be, I don't know how to make more money. Okay, well then let's research it. Let's talk about it. Let's ask other people that are in a position that we want to be in, because you have just as much ability to be in their position as they do. You have that power. That's accessing that Leo energy. It's like, oh, well, I want to be in a committed relationship. Okay, so let's get out there. Let's start meeting people, and finding the best ways that work with you. Maybe not everybody likes meeting at a bar. Maybe they like meeting at the gym or something like that. I don't know. But this is the commitment to doing what it is that you finally want to do. Committing to it. It may be difficult starting off, but you're committed to it. And that's what a Leo is. So that's Leonian energy. That's how we can embrace it this month. All right. Awesome. Let's see, let's go back here. Angela says, as I was shuffling, 3 came out of the pile into my hand. Perception, evolution reversed, and attachment. I feel like the song Alabama is in here. I'm in a hurry to get things done. All I gotta do is live and die, but I'm in a hurry. I don't know why. I think you got the yin I got, the yang for anyone in too much a hurry. And Sumi said, stick with it too. Don't just go to the gym in January and stop in February. Exactly, Sumi. It is commitment. Angela said, if you rush, you're going to miss evolution in reversed, but it doesn't feel stagnant. It feels in the background, easing if it doesn't show up like a finger snap. Don't exhaust yourselves. Lions sleep 18 hours a day. Yeah, that exactly too. When I'm talking about committing things, I'm not saying like like burn yourself out. But it's keeping that commitment going. It may be at a slower pace. You know, it doesn't have to rush. You know, it could be just one day at a time, but you don't stop. Like, you don't give up on it. If you find, actually, you may find while you're committing to something that it actually isn't what you wanted all along, then sure, yeah, then abandon ship and go towards what you really did find out that you wanted all along. So there's a difference between like you're working towards something, finding that you actually don't like it, but you're like, well, I committed to it, so I'm just going to keep doing it. And like, no, 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 no. If it really doesn't suit your energy, then yeah, abort mission and go towards what you did find actually is a better fit for you. And Angela said, animals still avoid, they still feel their, feed their cubs, do all the things they need to do unbrushed and with their naps in between. And with their fellow lions, attachments feels like soul tribe on the way, and the like-minded people don't be afraid to get close to others. Nice. Nice. I love this. And thank you, Angela, for pulling all those cards, and Sumi for your input as well, and everybody else who's been kind of coming in. And I know Edgar was coming in, and all of that, and all the other people are just kind of like watching in. Okay, so I would like to get into our healing this evening before I call this quits. So I have my little tongue drum here, and what I do is I play a little bit of music and I take you through a quick guided meditation. And this is your time. It's a time just for you. It's only a few minutes, not going to take a whole lot of your time. But use this to just really be in yourself and think about all the messages you heard. Maybe some of them connected with you, maybe not all of them, but perhaps one or two or some of them. And think about, with this new moon that we're experiencing right now, this Leo energy just right here in the solar plexus, that solar energy, what do you want to bring in for August? What do you really want to focus on? Do you want to focus on your boundaries? Do you want to focus on releasing some old traumas? Is it time for you to do some healing? What do you want to do in August after everything you've heard? And if we're going to bring something in, we know that we have to let something go. So what is it that you guys want to let go? Because remember, that's your theme. The theme is releasing. The theme is letting go. So think about those things as well. So I'm going to give you time to think on those things while I guide you through the meditation. All right? Okay. So Angela said, thanks for letting me do that. This was really fun. Good practice for me, as I usually am a self-reader. Well, that's also why I love this too, because some people are just kind of practicing and they want to kind of get their messages out there. Some people just love slanging cards, left and right. And, so I welcome everyone and everybody's input. Okay, so find a nice, comfortable spot, you guys. Maybe you want to lay down. Maybe you want to sit in a chair or a couch. You want to lay on the floor. I'm sitting on the floor. But just find a place that's comfortable for you. And just make sure that your spine is as straight as possible. You don't need to be like a statue, but just, straighten up your spine, but still be relaxed. You can be laying on the bed or on the floor or on the couch, and just straighten up the spine, but still be relaxed. You can go ahead and close your eyes if you wish, and just bring your awareness inwards. And you can take a little sigh of relief that this is just for you right now. And I know many of you have been feeling tension in your neck and shoulders. Go ahead and release those shoulders away from the ears. Just let them fall. Let that neck become pliable. Let those eyelids become nice and heavy. Go ahead and just let all the facial muscles just hang there. You can even hang your jaw if you want to, but just become nice and relaxed. Relaxing through the upper arms, all the way down to your forearms, all the way down your hands and your fingers, and feeling that relaxing energy moving down your torso, down to your pelvis. Just relax. Let it just be. Relax those thigh muscles, your calves, your feet, your little toesies. Let everything just rest. We don't need any tension at this moment. While everything is becoming nice and relaxed, bring your awareness to your breath. Where do you feel it? Is it shallow? Do you feel it in your stomach? In your diaphragm? Is it caught up in your throat? Where's that breath? And now, what I'm going to have you do is take a nice full inhale. We're going to breathe into the lungs, but into the diaphragm as well, and into the stomach. Here we go. Nice deep inhale. 1, 2, 3. And release. All the way, all the way. Let that belly button go to the spine. And inhale. And release. And as you have these big inhales and exhales, I want you to focus on the gratitude as you allow that life force energy to enter your body. And that life force energy is possible because of the exhales of the creatures, the plants, the organisms that surround you on this planet. Their exhale is your inhale. And as you focus on your exhale, know that your exhale is their inhale. You give them life just as they give you life. It's a death and rebirth cycle, all within your breath. No need to look further than within your own body to find your connection to this planet. There are those that would like to look at the human as if it was a separate entity from Gaia, but we know that we are Gaia's children. We are as much connected to the planet as any tree, any organism, any animal, any plant. We are as relevant as the sun. We're as relevant as the clouds that you see in the sky. We are all of those things and more. Continue to breathe in that energy. And now, as you continue to inhale and exhale, think about the other half of yourself. You have a polarity. You have a yin and yang. You have a duality to you. You are also, what some would say, made of stardust. You are divine. You are infinite. You come from places people couldn't even dream of. You are source energy, and that is your soul. That is your Koyopa power. And bring that in. Allow that to flood in. As above, so below. Allow Gaia energy to fill you from below, while as the stars, your divine nature, fills you from above. And allow those two energies to mingle within your body with every breath you take and every exhale you make. And know that you are the resident of both worlds. You are a very unique being because you inhabit both of these things. You not only have the power of the planet, but you also have the infinite power of the divine. And feel those energies into your body wherever you feel like you need it most. If you are sore somewhere, if you are hurting somewhere, if you are troubled by thoughts, I want you to send energy into that area. Send Gaia energy, send that divine energy. Allow that energy to swirl inside your body, and I want you to ground in the way that works best for you. And start thinking about the messages that you heard in today's chat. Which of them actually connected with you? And I want you to breathe that in. What do you want for August? And this is the month of release for you guys, for all the earth signs. Taurus, Taurus and Virgo and Capricorn. What are you going to release? And focus on those things. I hope you enjoyed that. Just a little something. Hope you enjoyed the reading today, the healing. I thank everybody who participated, either pulling cards, throwing in their intuition, saying hello. I appreciate all of it. I'm so glad everybody was here today. Enjoyed it so much. So anyway, I would like to close up this circle, but before I do, I have this little candle that's burning here, and I want us to go ahead and make a little wish for this month. So think about your wish. What is it that you want for August? And let's make a little like birthday wish. So 1, 2, 3, and so it is. Okay, so let's grab our little gold sheen obsidian knife that we had at the very beginning, and let's close up this circle. All right, so thanking all of the elementals that helped us out at the north today. Thank you so much. Thank you all of our western elementals that helped us out today. Thank you to all the southern elementals that helped us out today. And thank you to all of our eastern elementals that helped us out today. The circle is closed, but the circle still remains. As above, so below, as within, so without. Merry meet, merry part, merry do we meet again. And so it is. All right, you guys. So again, thank you to everybody who showed up today. If you enjoyed today's live chat, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you think that perhaps one of your earth sign friends would love to hear this, so Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, go ahead and share this with them. Maybe share it on your social media. And yeah, I'm wishing you all a wonderful August. Thank you to all of my YouTube members. You guys know who you are. Susie, Liesel, Heather, and Kayla, thank you so much. And all of my Patreon supporters, so Michelle, Syrian, V, Brandy, Samara, Kirsten, Kayla, Jason, Charles, and Brian, thank you all so very much. And thank you for everybody who showed up today. So if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And thank you to all of my subscribers. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.